All right, fellas, kind of like a chilled out one before the football tonight. It's a Wednesday. It's a rare day for UFC, but there's no fights tonight. There's no camera for this 1 hour stream. It's pretty much just a reflection stream on the great calendar year that we had of 2024. So tonight, all you have for me is audio. You want to tune in and see some stuff we're doing tonight as well. We're going to be doing a mini card on Undisputed after the servers broke yesterday. So we're going to be having 3 fights of Undisputed, 2 title fights at 10 p.m. tonight UK, and then also going to be live at 1 a.m. UK as well for the opening of VFL MLS. So for tonight, a couple of things. You got this UFC Awards show, Undisputed, and FIFA. But listen, we're going to watch back some great fights, watch back some great moments of 2024, and really reflect on some of the great periods of the UFC league over that last kind of 12 months. Thank you, of course, firstly, to Sam Orber, the graphics guy, who has taken a large chunk of his time to get all these graphics done. Of course, if you ever won any of the awards tonight, then you can. If you want your graphic, you can just request it. Drop me a DM on Discord, and I'll fire you the file over. So, again, so many awards to go through, from Fight of the Year to International Fighter of the Year, all the way through to Comeback of the Year, Knockout of the Year. There's so much in terms of what there is to kind of reflect over. But starting off, of course, we're just going to go right into it. I'm going to go and talk about the kind of well, how would I call this? I wouldn't call these the side awards, but I would call these the kind of the non-fighter awards. That is, of course, the Analyst of the Year, the Personality of the Year, and also the Gym of the Year. So we can start off and talk about analysis. We had some great co-commentators over the year, didn't we, in 2024, from the likes of Dr. Blaze PhD, Dio, even Booba Time before he got a little bit weird, and so many more. Again, you know, it's always an award that you look at and you want to kind of give it to someone that has effectively got great knowledge, but also has kind of become a fan favorite in the booth. It's an award where realistically you would hope that you could get this guy or these people on as consistent commentary every week. But, you know, people's schedules change and people's lives become busy. It's very, very difficult to get the same guy on for commentary. There's only one constant, which is effectively me here. But yeah, I mean, for Analyst of the Year, I'm talking about someone that has such expert knowledge of the sport. I'm talking about someone that I think people are drawn to. They want to hear the guy on comms. They always want to see the guy on comms. And although he maybe doesn't have the charisma of a Portuguese Prince, and I know people would love to see Portuguese Prince on comms so much more, but again, time difference, work hours, etc., etc. He doesn't have the charisma of a Portuguese Prince. Maybe he doesn't have the comedic value of a Dio the Demon either, but my Analyst of the Year, maybe you could say it's a bit of a cheap, easy one to go and nab, but it's, of course, going to be Dr. Blaze PhD. I think Soren, as an MMA mind, when he came into the league a couple of years ago, was always someone that I wanted to go on comms. Great understanding of the sport, great knowledge of the sport, and is someone that I think realistically, if he had more passion and love for the game, maybe we'd see him a lot more often in the booth. Maybe we'll see him in UFC 6. Maybe we won't. It's one of those. We know the game comes out, of course, later this year. Are we going to see him back in the cage as a commentator? Are we going to see him back in the cage as a fighter? Only time will tell. But yeah, great mind, great kind of partner to have in the booth. Someone that effectively will give up the hours to kind of be able to do the to do the commentary with me and to kind of add, you know, credible insight. Not a guy that's ever going to sit there and just nod his head and just go, yeah, no. He'll dive into the fights or dive into the fighters. He'll tell you what the fighters are doing right. And he's not afraid to pull punches. He'll tell you when you're doing something incredibly stupid in the octagon. So, yeah, Analyst of the Year for 2024, 12-month period. Wish we could see him on the comms, or in the comms booth more. But Dr. Blaze PhD takes Analyst of the Year. Takes us on to our next award, of course, Personality of the Year. I mean, Jesus Christ, over the years, let me tell you, we've seen some great people, characters, personalities, from the Portuguese Princes to the Dio the Demons to all the way to someone maybe you could even say like a Dirty Dave. Dirty Dave is a personality in terms of the fact that we don't know whether he's human or AI or whatever. We just don't know what this guy is. You've had a personality like Nightfall, Jack kind of said in the chat. It's true. It may not be the personality that we want to kind of, you know, acknowledge, but it's a personality. Look at Cam in the bantamweight flyweight division was also kind of Nightfall Junior, mini Nightfall. So, you know, there's so many wacky characters. There's so many people that will kind of, you know, play a character, play a persona in order to get more interest in their fights. And I mean, it works. It does. It works. When you are talking shit and you aren't fazed by it, there are more eyes on your fights. There are more people wanting you to lose, and that makes you a bigger draw. Look at Colby Covington in real life. Colby Covington, arguably not the greatest fighter, but is arguably one of the greatest trash talkers. And when you have that ability to talk and that ability to entertain, people want you to lose. People want to watch you fight. And I think there was only one person over the year of 2024 that you could say that people wanted to see win. There was only one person in 2024 that you could say people wanted to hear speak, wanted to see fight, wanted to see do everything. And for me, and probably for you, I think it's a pretty simple standard one. Personality of the year 2024 goes to none other than our own epileptic favorite caramel man himself, Dio the Demon. I think, how could you say no to Dio? I mean, this is a guy that not only dominated the welterweight division, won the welterweight strap, don't forget, and then proceeded to chug beers on stream like he was Stone Cold Steve Austin. This is a guy that was getting flying knee knockouts and then walking around his room, spinning around in his chair. I mean, there is no higher energy in this league that has ever existed than a Dio the Demon fight night. And I think, again, it's a shame that he also kind of fell out of love with UFC 5, and hopefully we see him back in the league in some capacity in the future, whether it's commentary, whether it's fighting. He's a fan favorite. He's a crowd favorite. Probably one of the most lovable guys on Twitch. Probably someone that deserves way, way more attention on Twitch than what he gets, but that's just the way the algorithms and life is. But for me, one of the funniest dudes ever to fight in the league. One of the funniest dudes ever to kind of sit and have a conversation with, to commentate with. So funny. And yeah, just a natural, just a gravitational kind of pull towards him. Whether you know him or didn't know him, you always heard about Dio. You always wanted to see Dio. You wanted to see what the rumors and what the talk was about. And when you saw him on a Dio the Demon fight night, especially when he's on a winning fight night, when he's chugging beers and he's spinning around in his chair, there's absolutely no better than Dio the Demon. So congratulations to Dio, our 2024 personality of the year. And of course, the last one that we're going to go over, our final kind of non-fight award, you can call it that. Some people say, well, it's a fight award, really, and some people say, well, no, it isn't, because it's not actually a thing, you know. But it's gym of the year. 2024 saw some great gyms. It did. It saw some great gyms. The return, of course, of Daisha's disciples, who came back and not only kind of shocked everyone with the odd camp win here or there. We saw the return of Boa MMA after the outfall and the fallout from 2023. We saw likes of Deco's Grapple Chapel before Deco kind of disappeared come up and really teach people. And Gym of the Month is not just about the number of awards that you win. Gym of the Month is about the genuine improvement that some of the people that you are training, sparring with showcase. You're talking not just about getting the big names in so they can do well in a BMF and then they can win you Gym of the Month. You're talking about taking us alongside the heavyweights, the light heavyweights, the middleweights, like the XPG esports lads have done, like Ethan has done, and being able to kind of craft them into future champions. And I think there's only one gym that you could really say has done that better. One gym that maybe isn't everyone's favorite, but one gym that, of course, is always going to be in that kind of bracket of taking those kind of smaller fighters, no disrespect, of course, taking those kind of smaller fighters alongside and teaching them the ground game, teaching them the jiu-jitsu, teaching them everything that they need to know to navigate those kind of difficult waters of those beginner divisions. We saw it with the likes of Gazito. We saw it with the likes of, who else did we see? I think even with RNG Mellon at points when he was in there. But, of course, no competition. Hands down, easiest award to kind of give out for 2024. Gym of the Month. Old logo, new logo, they won't care. The award's still there on the banner. It's Boa MMA. I think for George, again, a real testament to his kind of hours of dedication of trying to make people better. Of course, we're not going to really be able to see George for a good couple of months because he's got some family stuff going on. So, you know, all positive. Nothing wrong with him, of course. So we're happy for him, and hopefully we get to see him back in the octagon before the turn of UFC 6. But again, Boa MMA, whether you treat them as overly serious, whether you treat them as overly cringe, whether you treat them as one of the best developing camps in UFC, they deserve this award. They absolutely are at the top of their powers when they're kind of urging and ushering each other forward. And that's a big testament to George, a big testament to the likes of Koros, who's now getting involved in the coaching side of things as well. And yeah, just really, really hope they can continue their legacy. 9 Gym of the Month awards as a historical gym. That is incredible amount. They've done it the correct way. Lots of a big mix of experience and a lot of kind of blending in of young fighters turning into experienced, crafted fighters. So again, a big congratulations to George and Boa MMA and all the people involved there. Thank you to Meek for the tier 1 sub as well. 2-month streak. We are pushing for Partner Plus people, so I appreciate you, Meek, as well. Big reason for that. So congratulations again to all the lads, past and present, of Boa MMA. With that, though, we can now talk about our first individual award of 2024. We talk about fighters, yeah? We talk about fighters. We talk about the likes of, the Dirty Daves, the Wavy Pappies, historical figures. But every historical figure has to have a breakthrough year. So, of course, our first individual award of 2024, from January 1st to December 31st, this all includes our Breakthrough Fighter of the Year. This one was so difficult to go for because you've seen so many people develop, from the likes of maybe, again, we're even talking about banned people like Vipraco TTV. There's been people like Yakoro 67s. There's been people, you could maybe even argue, like your Benji PP 2905s, who, have come up in a way that has just been incredibly cheesy, but has been incredibly effective. So, for me, this one was tricky. The top 3 was tricky. But I've gone for someone that made their debut at VFL 119 on January 18th of 2024. Funny enough, that one in his debut was a no contest against Bobby Short due to lag issues. Well, that was his first fight of 2024, should I say. So first fight of 2024, a no contest to kick off his year. Went on to win the light heavyweight championship of the world against Lucky at VFL 128. Then defended it against Alfie Hicko GG at VFL 131. And that performance against Alfie Hicko GG was probably one of the performances for me that I looked at and said, yeah, this guy is well above the level of a light heavyweight now. We then moved him into the middleweight division, didn't achieve gold there, but achieved so much experience and knowledge that he himself pushed for a move to the lightweight division at 155. Went up there, ended up having that blockbuster showcase against Showtime at VFL 147. Really, no one gave him a hope in hell. Everyone thought the boxing, the pressure of Showtime was going to be way too much. It was not one bit. It was a complete masterclass from this man. Then went on to the featherweight division, won the championship gold against Jack 13 at 156, and defended it against featherweight royalty in George at 157. And then, of course, cycled through into that flyweight bantamweight division where he currently resides now. So from January 18th, at a light heavyweight no contest, all the way to the bantamweight flyweight division, winning gold along the way in featherweight, winning gold along the way at lightweight, and ending the calendar year of 2024 with a record of 23-7. 30 fights in the calendar year of 2024, 23-7. It was a difficult one because, again, I loved guys like Koros, and regardless of how cheesy Benji PP was, you have to respect him, even Chub Nadinho and Demonic to a certain degree. But for me, Breakthrough Fighter of the Year, none other than RNG Mellon. I think this kid was phenomenal. Did it with an elegance as well. When you shit-talked him, he shit-talked you back. When you respected him and he went up against Showtime, there was a lot of respect there. And, he smashed this kind of perception that all he had was wrestling. He went into that lightweight division, went into that featherweight division, and was able to kind of outbox some of the top boxers in those respective divisions. Completely crafted his game, cycled through these divisions, and just developed piece by piece into this kind of all-round perfect fighter. I want to see what he can achieve in that bantamweight flyweight division in 2025. I want to see what he can do before the turn of UFC 6. Still relatively a young fighter in terms of his career as well. Hopefully we get to see more of him. Said he's been busy over the Christmas period as well, but you couldn't deny the incredible kind of fashion in which he was dominating folks in that lightweight featherweight division through the middle of the year of 2024. So Breakthrough Fighter of the Year, RNG Mellon gets it done. Hell of a accomplishment. Like I said, to think at the beginning of 2024, no contests in the light heavyweight division, to now lace it up with the likes of the Dirty Daves of the world in the bantamweight flyweight division is ridiculous. So congratulations again to RNG Mellon, and hopefully we get to see more of your fights in the future. Well, Listen, now we can go into our first kind of video segment of tonight. Of course, these awards now are the big ones. You're talking about submission of the year, upset of the year, knockout of the year. So many great moments, so many kind of heart-stopping moments when it came towards some of those. I wouldn't say fights, but I think moments is definitely a better way to describe it. Because I think when you talk about maybe stuff like submissions and whatever, they're not fights, they're just specifically moments. But of course, submission of the year is where we're going to go over to first. Submission of the year, of course, as we can now bring this up. Yeah, there we go. Have a look at that. Submission of the year has gone to so many great fighters over the course of 2022, 2023. Let me just fit this to screen a little bit. I'll be fine, actually. We'll leave it like that. You can see the little trim at the top and the bottom. I think we've seen rolling arm bars. We've seen flying guillotines. We've seen everything and anything that you can imagine inside of the octagon. But one submission when making this stuck out like a sore thumb. We'll see what you make of it. We'll see what you think of this. But for me, had me out of my chair, had me kind of gasping when we saw it kind of laid out in practice. So let's go and see who won the submission of the year for 2024. What do you make of that silver against Chimaev, though? That worries me. Would you agree?
I think for Julian, there has to be something that he enjoys with Anderson Silva. I mean, like, if you're able to fight with him out of Southpaw, he is absolutely a great striker. But all it takes is one takedown, and yeah, if you haven't got the takedown defense with Silva, okay, now he's gone to orthodox. So now I'm a little bit like, what's going on here?
The thing why it concerns me as well is just the power of Chimaev against the chin of Silva. I don't like that, man. I don't know.
Yeah, no, especially if he's going into orthodox, you'd be more acquainted to go with someone like maybe a Poatan or an Izzy. I mean, yes, he is okay off the ground. We all know about his triangle that he got off against Chael Sonnen, right? But, you know, for pure striking purposes, which you're pretty much using Anderson for at this point, you'd be more acquainted to use someone like a Poatan or an Izzy. And if your takedown defense isn't good, then you might as well just go fuck it, yeah. Just use
maybe the anxiety's got to Julian here, because this is some big ground and pound. Morg's getting the takedown easily and has climbed over into top mount very simply here. Julian taking some big shots here. This may be a quick one if Julian doesn't get his shit together here. Kicks him off, though. He needed that one. A great start for Morgs. And now Julian's got to come to the party with something different here, because this is a slow start, the slowest start we've seen Julian have in all of his fights in middleweight so far.
Yeah, I mean, all the rage is about Julian right now. I mean, he's on an undefeated streak. He's the man with all the confidence, but everyone just seems to forget what Morse can do, and this is what brought him to the fight, and this is what brought him to the championship. And he's showing people that, you know, even though Julian is the one to watch, I'm still here to like show people that I've got some stuff about me as well, and that's exactly what he's doing. So, yeah, so far so good from Morgs.
Gets back
right
up
now,
to
for
his
Julian,
feet.
you're gonna have to remind people. Yeah, you just have to remind people what you can do.
I think this is the thing as well. You know, it's Morgs has put so much focus, so much attention onto the wrestling. I've seen him on UFC the last couple of days, the last week, kind of playing the game. You'd imagine it would be all to do with getting this wrestling, these tweaks completely perfect. He knows with picking Chimaev what he wants to do the entire fight. I mean, sure, we talk about Chimaev's 95 power. That is a plan B, but his main bread and butter is always going to be to dominate the exchanges and to just smash the opponent's head into the floor. With that, I truly believe if he can keep getting top mount with this level of ease, this one will be done, Soren. Like, it really could, because the way that he keeps getting onto this is just too easy. As the elbow drops into him and right into an armbar. Great IQ here from Morgs.
Lovely.
Look at this. Morgs here, the Welshman.
The other, I mean, that's just seamless. He saw that. Yeah, low stamina. Well done.
Oh, he denies him, and this is going to be the first submission. Wow, all right. And the block's going to be even lower. That means if he gets into top mount again, which he will do, I would posture up here. 12 seconds, Soren, let the hands go, but he doesn't get the opportunity to. But what a even round from Morgs, that is.
Yeah, that is a dominating round from Morg so far. I mean, he's not even deterred by the fact that Julian is the hype train and he's the one with all the rage at the moment. He's just one to be like, okay, if I can get takedowns as easy as this, if I can get top mount as easy as this, I know my plan for victory, and that's exactly what he's doing so far. So if he keeps on that track, He's absolutely fine. For Julian, just make sure your takedown defense is a little bit better. Just make sure you're preempting and trying to get those sprawls off, and just try and keep him on the feet because that's
wow, look at that. And the taunt from him there, hands on the hips. So he's not too flustered there. I mean, he should be. And he says, come on then, bring it on. Listen, I like the confidence from Julian. I think if you're in his corner, though, you've got to be showing some concern. I don't know if it's Arrow or Cell-A-Lot TV, but that first round was not great. Maybe it's all part of an elaborate plan, and it was to maybe coax Morgs into thinking that he's not ready for this fight, and now maybe he'll turn it on. But for Morgs, it is a fantastic, fantastic round one. It's, as we alluded to, his round, but now he has to very much win that round back. And this is what I'm saying with Anderson Silva. Where do you win the fight back from? He's got less power than Chimaev. He isn't the guy that's going to sit there and get ground and pounds against Chimaev. If anything, you want Chimaev to take you down, and then you catch him in a submission. But it doesn't look like he's comfortable to do that tonight. It looks like Julian wants to sit here and strike with Anderson, which, again, if you want to do that, it's going to take a lot of damage for you to consistently get stuns.
I was about to say that was a great adjustment that Julian has made so far, just preempting the takedown and just managing to get the sprawl. But, you know, once you get into sprawl, you have to get right back up and not even like lay there for even a second. Just get back up and just get it back onto the feet, because if you give him an opportunity to get that backside, that's it. You're right back in his wheelhouse. So, yeah, look, the deniers are coming off just sweet, and this could be
it. If he can drain him here, and he is going to drain him. Julian here's got to be ready to see if this is going to be the end of his title. No, he gets out just at the last second. Regains backside, though, does Morgs, the Welshman.
Beautiful back take.
Oh, deny there from Julian. There we go. Welcome to the party, Julian. Swings on round and gets backside now. Rolling him through maybe for a rear naked choke. Now the tables here could potentially turn. And he converts into top mount instead. Couple of shots there, but nothing massive. Look at that. Oh, okay. This is more like it from Julian. But one tap for the Gringos. For top mount instead. Is that maybe the first mistake of this impressive round two from the Anderson Silva pick? Should he have gone for a sub there?
I feel like if he went for a sub, that would have put a statement on this round for sure. I mean, if he got that sub off, especially against someone as grapple heavy as Morgs right now, that would have been like, okay, look, I can still do some of the stuff that you're doing as well, so just don't mess with me on the ground. But he just didn't go for that, and that was a bad mistake so far.
Well, 40 seconds remaining in this round number two. You have to say it's been a recovery, is the best word to say, from Anderson Silva. I'm comfortable enough in saying so, and this is a 1-1 after two.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the takedown defense, it has been showing up. He has managed to get the stamina down to where he wants it. So yeah, I think it's a 1-1 so far.
Well, there we go. Then into round three we go. The thing I was just taking a peek of there before we headed into the cutscene before the break, Simon, is the stamina of Chimaev. Did seem like it was coming off slowly but surely. So again, for Anderson, that's one thing you gotta keep an eye on. Work those body shots and keep denying those takedowns. If he can outlast Chimaev and gas Chimaev out, then you can pick him apart in rounds 4 and 5. A good response, 1-1 on the cards.
Yeah, especially if he managed to get that stamina down of Chimaev when the rounds go on. I mean, that body kick from the rear leg is going to be open all day, every day. So, yeah, I mean, that'll just work right in your favor. Again, he is targeting the body. He is getting that stamina a little bit low. All he has to do is just deny the takedowns and he'll be absolutely fine. As for Morgs, I mean, you need to find another way to take him down, because clearly the way you're doing it is not working.
You see, I think he was trying to look for... Oh, there you go. There's the turning takedown. He was looking to maybe grab him down with the ghillie attempt. Instead, just goes back to the basics. And again, we must not forget, Morgs maybe just needing one submission to become middleweight champion of the world here. So it is very, very tense in that regard. Your defenses as Anderson Silva have to be so incredibly heightened. You cannot allow him to lock in one singular submission, or it could be all over.
Yeah, all it takes is one, and right now he's got that opportunity to get that locked in. All it takes is a lapse of concentration from the Anderson Silva user, and that's it. I mean, that's all it'll take, but good denial there. And manages to get back.
Okay, well, look at that. Gets the arm. Okay, can't. Oh, he can. It's got to be. Oh, it's a sliver left. That has to be over. It's a sliver left.
No way.
Look at it. You can see it. I can see it. It's like 10. Oh, no, you. Oh, okay, he denies it. He denies it. He denies it. I was going to say he can't do that, but he denied him. He can go for that now, and now it's a deny off. Oh, Morgs was one away. Wow, Julian had his life flash before his eyes. Now look at this block of Anderson Silva. Deny though, it's wonderful.
Yeah, this is where you have to get to work if you're Julian, man. I mean, now you're on a sliver, like you just alluded to.
Oh no, the Kimura.
That submission bar.
It's got to be.
Yeah, it's over. It has to be. It has to be over.
No, he gives up and goes to knee on belly.
Okay.
Wow.
Rethinking the plan.
Morgs here maybe a little bit anxious. He's been in these positions before. So in middleweight title fights, I think he's 0-3 in this UFC. He is wanting to be as safe as possible. A guillotine, though, comes in. Is this going to be Morgs' crowning moment to take Julian's undefeated resume away?
One time for the gringos.
No, it's not. Gets out of it.
Oh, very good from Julian there. He actually raced him for that submission as well. So that is... I don't know if he meant that or not, but that was really good what he just did there.
Hey, as well, Morgs still not out there. Imagine if Morgs loses. Oh, my God.
What? Into a triangle is... Bro.
Ah, dude, powerbombs him. I was going to say that if Morgs loses this fight with the 5% bar that Julian has left, you've got to be thinking to yourself, he's cursed in this division. Round 3 done. We're into championship rounds. It's 2-1 heading into the 4th in favor of Morgs there. He needs one single submission. For Anderson Silva here, for Julian, the man that was 4-0, the hype train coming into this fight, he is on the brink of losing this title opportunity and losing his undefeated streak. He's got to lock in now.
Yeah,
round 1 was not good. Round 2 was better. Round 3 was certainly not good.
Yeah, he has to look at himself now and be like, okay, I got myself into this situation. I'm in a title fight. My back is against the wall. I need to make something work. I need my takedown defense to be on point. Just making sure I'm timing it. But again, he hasn't got that layer of
he's jumped the
defense.
ghillie. Oh, he's jumped the ghillie. Oh, God. Oh, he's jumped the ghillie.
Jesus.
Submission of the night for Morgs. Bring it on home.
Wow.
Khamzat Chimaev jumps the ghillie off of a submission counter and wins the middleweight gold. He wasn't supposed to win it. He wasn't supposed to win it, but he gets it, and he's absolutely loving it with one of the most impressive submission finishes you will see. A deny into a ghillie jump and taps out the undefeated prospect in Julian. One away to win middleweight gold, Soren. Congratulations to Morgs. Fantastic. Oh, there we go. I'll mute myself. But yeah, for me, it was a pretty standard one. I think for the fact that what you saw in that fight, when you remember those guys are middleweight fighters, they're not at the top level. When you think about the denies you're seeing in there, and you think about the kind of IQ that you need in there, I think it's what the Spartan and Dan the Phenom for the Vollers as well. And you kind of really, just take into account the storyline of that as well. Morgs, a complete underdog in that one against a 4-0 guy that was running through people. Nearly lost the fight as well, even though he had that 5% stamina on Julian, but finds a way to jump the ghillie and makes Dustin Poirier smile in his house there. So, I mean, a ghillie jump in the middleweight division in an underdog type performance against an undefeated person, an undefeated fighter like Julian WSM was. I mean, it stuck out. That one stuck out. So clearly in my mind in regards to who should have taken it. So yeah, submission of the year, the Welshman Morgs gets it, and again, it was one hell of a night to remember. I think that was probably, to this day, if you ask him, probably one of his most proud submissions of his UFC career. So congratulations, Morgs. The Welshman takes home submission of the year. That Khamzat Chimaev jumping guillotine, one that you will not forget anytime soon. Congratulations. Well, we keep this one going, and let me tell you something. It's another absolute banger of a fight next, because next up for you, it is the upset of the year. So many upsets that you could go back and think about. But again, when making the shortlist, there was like a good 2 or 3 in there for me that I was thinking, oh, this could be good. But just because of the sheer amount of disrespect this next fighter usually gets, no one at all remotely believed that he could get any sort of inch in this fight. People believed that he was a lamb to the slaughter in this fight. We go all the way back to VFL 126 on the 7th of March of 2024. And let's take a look what our upset of the year was.
So,
Yeah.
was his arms that long?
I feel like they got longer. I don't know. I know that's
Yeah, I faced Moreno yesterday, and I was like, damn, this dude's got Adesanya arms.
They added in his new tats. They added in his forearm tats. I noticed that. Pantoja against Moreno. It's a classic boober. Again, I mean, you fought against Moreno yesterday. Do you feel like that nerf on his stamina is going to be a big deal or not really too much difference?
I mean, a nerf on his stamina plus the new update. It definitely could be. It definitely could hurt him, you know, because we saw in his last fight he didn't look like the normal Moreno. And now you have an update that's focused on nerfing stam, and you get your stam nerfed, like just for you as well. Wow, and already, yeah.
Easy work, GG taking control already.
And I will say, I beat Moreno yesterday with Albazi. So again, someone needs to pick Albazi. I'll wait for it. It'll
one day
happen.
we'll get an Albazi pick, and it'll be glorious. It will, but. So far,
I don't like him in real life either, but he's good in the game.
Yeah, Portuguese Prince loves him on OWC. It's one of his picks. But so far, I'll tell you this much. Nathan NK in the red with Brandon Moreno is figuring out the conundrum, the puzzle, the jigsaw. That is easy work, GG. He just keeps on coming. He will not stop. The big thing that Nathan NK has got to do is he's got to try and slow the pace of this fight down.
You want to know? You want to know?
I'm just
asking. You want to know? You want to know? You want to know?
You can seriously tell, Booba, the IQ here, the level, because easy work is just dictating the direction, the force of the fight, everything. He's got him backing up. He's got him moving laterally. It's a perfect start for the former champion.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, right now you're seeing Easy kind of just show what he's made of, show why he's been in so many main events, so many title shots, because he is very, very well-rounded. We saw what he was able to do with his Sean O'Malley throughout his bantamweight reign, and now in flyweight, just continuing to show his high skill level. Oh, but the damage now coming equal. Oh, and a rock.
GG knocked there by Nathan NK. That's a reminder to everyone. Nathan NK's got some serious hands about him. That's going to give the underdog a lot of confidence there, Booba.
For sure. And I mean, and that's what you need versus someone like Easy. You know, it's hard to have confidence against someone like this because you can't just look at Easy and go, oh, I'll beat him. He's not good. Like, you can't say that. You can't say that about anyone in this flyweight division. So confidence is very important in this division because you're not going to have confidence going in really against anyone in these divisions.
1000%. You can see as well. Oh, Easy getting clipped again. Easy complaining about that back step, but it's also Nathan NK's head movement that's really creating a lot of trouble here. I mean, he's conceded a lot of head health already, but he has fought his way back into this fight very well, Nathan NK. Now the elbows and pulls coming in forward here. Easy's got to be in trouble. Got to be careful to avoid trouble. Up or look at that, the classic trademark maneuver there, Booba, the fake takedown into that lightning fast uppercut. It has ended many man's careers, ended many people's win streaks. No doubt Nathan's got to be a little bit careful tonight regarding that, but the head health battle is really neck and neck now, Booba. It is. Oh,
yeah,
there it is.
Oh, but there's another rock from Easy. I mean, what was that? 2 rocks each for both of them?
Felt like it.
Yeah, I don't. Who do you give that to? I don't know. That might be a draw round right there.
I swear, I just saw 23 significant strikes landed each. That could honestly. Oh, that's a close one. That's a close one.
Only thing that was different was one stun on the side of Easy work, but both had the same amount of knockdowns. I mean, that's an either way round right there.
Yeah.
You might see the judges decide differently on that.
Shout out to Gringo as well, right? Yeah.
Well, listen, I tell you what, Nathan NK is very, very much so, again, continuing to show people that he is not this run-of-the-mill bantamweight flyweight that people have been describing him as. And if he can get a big knockout here tonight, as he's knocked down Easy Work GG again.
Wow, knocks him down again.
Further cement those claims. The fake takedown with the uppercut.
Moreno kind of getting on the front foot here and getting easy walking back.
Just got to watch that block, though, but that's the thing that I'm concerned about for Moreno is I think it's so much damage
Yeah,
from
and
that jab.
It almost looks like Easy's kind of throwing strikes. You see that jab straight he just threw there was out of range, and he knows that, but he's trying to bait something out of Moreno here. You know, you're not gonna get someone like Easy throwing a jab out of range. So it's the same thing he does with the fake takedown. He's trying to set it up, open something up for him.
On Easy work. Look
Yeah,
at that.
that's not good. I don't like that in this new update. That's bad. Because now you're going to see his stamina drop even harder than it normally would because he can't recover as well. So when his stamina does chunk, it's going to chunk for almost as double as much as it normally would have.
Oh, clips him though. Nathan and K have won the drop, but now here comes that Easy work pressure. Oh, clips him right back though.
But the pulls. And then the pull from Easy.
Oh my goodness me. Nathan and K.
Oh, wow.
Can he upset
straight uppercut, pulls the other upper though.
Oh. Oh my god.
Wow. Pull hook. And hops on him.
Nathan and K. Has done
and that's it. KO'd him.
With one of the biggest upsets of the year. Nathan
Holy shit.
Oh my
Holy
god.
shit.
Oh, wow.
And KO's him. It wasn't even a decision. It wasn't a sub. He knocked him out.
Oh my god.
Wow.
One of the biggest upsets of the year. Nathan NK has won it in round number 2. Oh,
Well, there goes everyone's predictors, right?
certainly was one of the big predictor card upsets of the night. Cost a lot of people potential money from Instant Gaming, but yeah, upset of the year. It was just so obvious. Nathan NK, who was eating shit for so much of that fight, was eating shit for so much of that first round in particular, was just insane. For him to come back against all of that easy work, GG pressure, survive the fake takedown uppercut, survived the kind of that consistent kind of blasting pressure that Easy Work had when he was in that bantamweight division. Maybe Easy Work was just sleeping on Nathan NK and didn't value him and didn't rate him, but just goes to show you, Nathan NK, the silent assassin, never talks, never speaks, shows up, fights, and competes with some of the very best, and shocked the world in that fight with Easy Work GG. As I said, Easy Work was coming off of title fights, title shots, you know, shouts for being the fighter of the year in 2023, and then for Nathan NK to come in and do what he did is absolutely ridiculous. So, Lewis, thank you so much as well for the resub tier 1, 14 months. Appreciate you massively. But yeah, upset of the year, Nathan NK against Easy Work GG.
Do I get an award?
One of the kind of standout ones in my mind of 2024. And again, for a guy like Nathan NK, who has taken so many losses, has won so many times, and still continues to compete and continues to fight here. No ego about him, no nothing about him. He just shows up, he doesn't care who it's against, and he'll give his absolute best. And that's why that was the kind of turning point that I think caught a lot of people's attention on Nathan. Before then, everyone was just like, who's this guy? He shouldn't be in the division, blah, 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 blah. And then, again, that kind of propelled him into the kind of the radar of so many bantamweights and flyweights. So Nathan NK, the winner of our upset of the year of 2024 with that shocking knockout against Easy Work GG in that fateful night in March. Next though, listen, we go to the fun one, and the fun one for me is, of course, the big one. So many people said this is the kind of main award that you want to win, and that is, of course, the knockout of the year. Jesus, hell, we saw so many great ones. The 2023 knockout of the year will never be forgotten, either when we saw Pyotr Yan kind of levitate down from the cage. Unfortunately, no levitation or Harry Potter knockouts this year, but I think you'll like my selection here. Knockout of the year was just such a tricky one to go back and kind of reflect on, but I'm pretty happy with this one. And this one was actually a fight, in my opinion, that could have won knockout of the year, fight of the year, upset of the year, comeback of the year. It had so many connotations around it that realistically it had to win something. So for me, we take a trip now. Oh, I nearly unhid the wrong one. That would have been disastrous. We take a trip now. Nope, I've McFucked it. Hang on. We need that on. Why is it now no longer recognizing the Google? Oh my God, it's now, hold on. Streamlabs is doing Streamlabs things again, fellas. Just give me 1 second. It's just completely just forgot that it's showing a browser source. Come on. Why is it? God damn it. I hate you, Streamlabs. Jesus H. Hang on. Let me go to the document here and let me see if this will work here. I'm telling you, never ever go with Streamlabs. Never do it. Never do it. Streamlabs. Is it this one? Is it this one? Is it this one? Could be this one. No, I don't want to turn on the notepad and reveal the winners. Why is it not picking up? Not that one. Okay, now it's picking it up. All right. Okay. Okay, now we're back to Google. Again, Streamlabs, terrible software, fellas. There you go. Anyway, listen, where was I? We're going to go back over to VFL 150 on the 22nd of August, 2024 for our knockout of the year. Let's go and see who took it home.
Maybe Tom. You know, we're all looking at this fight right here because, you know, we're a smaller division here in VFL, trying to get it bigger, obviously. But this right here is going to play major implications on what happens next in the PlayStation division. And Kruger has shown to be dominant. But, you know, there's always just a couple of us that are a fight or two away from being there at the championship. So this fight is very important for us to see and to know what level these guys are on right now.
Of course. I mean, as a former PlayStation champion, Soren, you know, you've been there before you came to Xbox. You know, this division is constantly evolving. You know, you've seen a lot of great talent. We've talked about away from the comms booth. You've seen the likes of Spooky. We've seen Venom today. I mean, does the top end of PlayStation look very interesting? The most interesting it's looked in a while for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is one of those divisions that always just takes shape in a very different way, like maybe every month. Like, you don't know what's coming, you don't know what's going, but, you know, I think we found our base of, like, solid contenders, and I think that has stuck around for a while, and it's made it a very interesting division for sure. I mean, if you was to ask if I was to become PlayStation champion again, I'd probably say not as easy, you know, compared to like maybe the myths and the listers of back in the day. So it's just a real big testament to how much the PlayStation division has evolved. And yeah, I mean, now it's just filled with very, very good fighters.
And I mean,
yeah, and you know, one thing that's interesting is me, Spook, and Venom are all on the same. We're all in the same camp, so it's gonna be interesting how that works out with the three of us. But anyways, these two right here in the same camp, both MBK, both know each other's style very, very well. I'm sure, you know, they watch each other spars with other people. They spar each other. So this is going to come down to a true test of skill right here, because I don't think they're going to be able to surprise one another at all.
oh, a good counter shot there. Both of them busted open though quickly. I mean, this is the thing. Round one, and these two. Oh, look at that. There's the first takedown from Umar Nurmagomedov. Of course, that's going to be pivotal. If you're Reese, now you've got to keep position for the next minute and a half and just really, really rain down the strikes. Little taps there. Elbows coming on in. Gets over into half guard. And now maybe you're going to cross over into top mat. I mean, when we talked about top mat the last fight, Soren. I mean, Umar Nurmagomedov, has he got that kind of devastating top mount as well?
Well, if you have a name ending in like Medov, unless you're like Shara, I mean, yeah, I mean, you have got devastating top game. But I don't know, like right now, I feel like with Kruger, I think everyone has kind of put Kruger in like winning this fight quite easily, especially since he's beaten Reese before. There we go.
Can't get much from that. Carry on, Soren.
Sorry, I mean, with Reese, he's kind of been like a dark horse, and so far he's been performing quite well. I mean, this hasn't been a landslide for Kruger. He's made it very even, and he could very well put a shock on the cast tonight.
Well, listen, an exciting round one indeed. Perp, who are you giving that one to?
Man, that is hard to say. I would have to see the stats, but just off the top of my head, I may go with Umar, with Reese. But, you know, another thing, besides the top mount of Umar, Gringo, the one thing we've talked about in past cards is the stand-up stats of Umar, and how every single one of his stand-up moves, there's not one below a 3-star.
Yeah,
not
me told me that. Yeah, I still can't get over that.
Yeah.
Underrated
his
striking.
Yes, it's absolutely insane. Oh my goodness!
Oh, double drop here. the champion Kruger knocking the contender
upkick might
down.
have saved him right there.
And now you're seeing Kruger turn on the Corey Sandhagen highlight reel. Goes back upstairs. The Sandhagen in the black and gold. Of course, the champion leading the way in the red gloves. The challenger had a good first round, but has not had a great start to life here in the second. Don't forget, after this fight, we've only got 2 fights remaining. The flyweight championship of the world and the bantamweight championship of the world should be great. And look at that, the pool party, Soren. We're seeing everything in this PlayStation fight tonight. Bit of grappling, bit of kickboxing excellence. It's been a good contest so far. Good highlight for the division.
Yeah, it feels like there's no feeling out round whatsoever. I think these two just wanted to see what each other reacts with to like certain combos, and they've just been putting each other to the test like right from the get-go. So yeah, I mean the grappling has been very nice from both. You've seen nice sweeps, you've seen nice top mount as well. Yeah, you've got everything in this. But right now, Kruger is the one that is pulling away a little bit more because of his experience, I feel.
Yes. And you know, they don't really have to feel each other out that much, just because of the fact, like I said, they're in the same camp. They are fighting together almost every day, probably. So, they know what they have to do from the very first second that bell rings, round 1, and Kruger gets a big rock in.
You can see here now, Reese is starting to fade a little bit here, Soren. He's just being consumed every time that exchange happens. And look at it now, Kruger entering flow state here. He is moving like just a different level compared to Reese. And I think at this point you got to say Reese has probably got to go back for that takedown. Soren has to.
I'm thinking yes, he would have to go back to that takedown. But then if Kruger is very savvy towards it and he blocks that first takedown, I mean, I think that's just going to be very demoralizing for Reese. But yeah, absolutely, go back to the wrestling base. You got Umar Nurmagomedov. I mean, who better, right? And Corey Sandhagen, yes, he's good on the ground, but he's not the best. So, yeah, you got that first takedown earlier on in the fight.
Oh my God, hits him in midair, I think that was. I think he was going for a jumping knee and then clipped him. And now raining down the strikes here. Corey Sandhagen, Kruger not able to get it done.
That was close, man.
So close. Well, shots to the body.
So very close, and I feel like the end of the last 30 seconds of this just might. Oh, I thought it might end up on the ground, but Kruger wants to stand it up right here.
Well, look at that, swayed into a body shot there and puts him right back down. 14 seconds left of round number 2. And if you're Reese, you just need to get to the stall and get to round 3 and let that recovery happen, because you are in a bad way. Round 2, for me, that's 2-0 Kruger, I think. I do.
The cut on Umar's face is absolutely devastating right now. And Kruger, I think Blaze and Gringo will agree with me. Kruger is starting to feel himself right here.
Oh, yeah. He was a little bit kind of feeling out and allowing this to be a contest in round 1. He has turned up the acceleration, the volume, whatever you want to call the metric, to 100. He is now absolutely moving like we saw him move in those fights against Mr. Oni J, where he looks so damn tight. The big person, oh my goodness me, the big right hook here from Corey Sandhagen.
My God, Reese!
No way.
He takes the belt that Kruger has held hostage for I don't know how long with an amazing uppercut out of nowhere, and Kruger, Reese, me, nobody expected that right there to happen.
What the fuck just happened?
That the belt just changed hands, and the PlayStation division just got a new leader, and things have been shaken up in the PlayStation division big time.
Sweet Jesus Christ, man.
Kruger and Venom next, or Kruger and Spooky next. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, just one of those kind of world-class knockouts, wasn't it, really? From, I think, a guy in Reese that, again, was so probably dejected. And you can see why it was up for so many awards. It was up for knockout of the year, upset of the year, comeback of the year, fight of the year. It had everything. It was just complete domination, you could maybe argue, from Kruger. But then Reese, of course, who now has retired, he's laid his gloves down in the octagon and said, yeah, that's it for me. At least he can go out, if he's seeing this, knowing that he got the knockout of the year in 2024. For Kruger, it's one that no doubt he's here in attendance tonight, doesn't want to look at and doesn't want to remember, but I'm sure, former trainer partners, friends, I'm sure he'll be happy for his teammate there tonight. But I mean, it was just an absolutely world-class knockout. It was a division that, like you heard from the commentary, shaked the PlayStation division to its core because everyone looked at Kruger like this unbeatable demigod. Reese comes in, takes a battering, launches in this beautifully timed uppercut, gets the victory, and then went on to have some of those incredible fights that he did in that PlayStation division. So knockout of the year for 2024, Reese 786, a world-class, memorable, unforgettable knockout, to say at the very least, from the PlayStation man. And of course, the first ever PlayStation man to win knockout of the year. So, I mean, there's another bit of history for you as well there. Going up next, though, we go over to the comeback of the year. And, I mean, listen, if you thought the upset of the year was something, wait until you see this one. The comeback of the year, we go all the way back, my friends, to VFL 138. That was, of course, on the 30th of May 2024. Just a brief kind of footnote here before we go into the video footage of this. This was when I was trying out a different style of YouTube video where rather than post a whole 5-6 hour VOD, I would post highlights. So you're going to see this fight, but in highlight form. But you'll get the point as to why this was the comeback of the year from what you see. Let's go over to it and have a look. Who won the 2024 Comeback of the Year award? Sets, and we're good to go. He's delivered his own block and stamina recover though. Big forward pressure again. Spinning back fist from Jose Aldo. Ali ADP drops him, and against the cage. This one not done yet. Oh my god. Cody Garbrandt's chin surviving a test there. Gets the judo toss, and now into the spider's web we go. Side control into sprawl, and looks like it's going to be another round 4 to 5 finish in these title fights. So many round 4s tonight. It's been a night few and far between of round 1 finishes. There's been barely any. Posture up here from backside, raining down, but Winter just surviving enough. Gets him into the full guard position. Fakes. Now the battle for GA ensuing. Tries to kick him off and away. Posture up is there. Rains down some big shots. Big, heavy shots. Oh dear, Jesus Christ almighty. He's got him in top now. Oh my god. Oh my god. He's going to lose. He's going to lose. He's lost. Oh my god. He's lost. He's lost. He's lost. He's fucking lost. He's lost. He's fucking lost. Winter. Winter gets it done. What the fuck? Winter makes him pay for playing with his food in round 2, and it's all over for Ali ADP. The streak's over. The winning streak's over. Winter champion for the first time in 13 months. He beats the Canadian, and he ruins the storyline. There will be no Dex Primacy. Ali ADP trilogy. Winter has got the job done. Whoa. For the first time in 13 months, Ali ADP has given Winter the victory in round number 4. He played and played and played in round 2. He got clipped and stunned in round 3, and it is a first ever for Winter in Cody Garbrandt winning gold. Winter gets it done. Lucky, fortunate last week against easy work, and resilient, resolute tonight. Comeback of the year credentials on the table. Round 4, 2 minutes and 40. Winter is your new bantamweight champion of the world. Wow. Yeah, so I mean, you didn't get to see the entire fight there, but I mean, if you go back and you remember, I think people will remember that fight in particular as to how one-sided it was. Ali ADP was in that kind of arc where, you know, he was just so confident in his abilities, and he was so confident in how he could finish people, that he was going through that kind of streak where he was able to finish people and wasn't finishing people, able to finish people, wasn't finishing people, ends up playing with his food too much there, and in the end, it gave Winter the storyline finish of not only winning his first belt in 13 months, not only breaking the streak of Ali ADP, but effectively sending Ali ADP into a bit of a downward spiral in terms of his fortune in that bantamweight flyweight division. So it just goes to show you, and it's a key reminder to all of you that's still fighting VFL, don't ever play with your food. It will come back to bite you quite dramatically. Winter XJ, the comeback of the year 2024 winner with that Cody Garbrandt selection. Congratulations to him. Of course, though, we go over to our final video footage of the evening, and it is for one of the big three, I like to call it. For me, this is the one that you want to be involved in. It is the VFL 2024 Fight of the Year. There were so many from the bantamweight flyweight division all the way down to the middleweight division. There was even light heavyweight shouts for this award, but you sit down, you review the footage. I had to spend about 2 or 3 hours just watching fights back and going, yeah, I think this is the one. And for me, I'm happy with this pick. Maybe it will get some eyebrows raised, but the 2024 Fight of the Year was one to remember just purely because of the amount of action and drama it had within it. We go all the way back over, my friends, to VFL 149, the 15th of August, 2024. Who won the Fight of the Year? Let's go and have a look. On him the contendership fights, and I think secured him the belt when he won it back about 3 weeks or 2 weeks ago. I mean, Wonderboy against Shavkat, though, Soren, do you like that matchup, or is that a little bit kind of out there?
It is a little bit out there, but if you say that's what got him to the dance, then I'm not too opposed to it. I mean, he'll know how to use Wonderboy inside and out. He's got very unique animations. He's got unique head kick animations as well. But obviously, where he does like come down, it's going to be big on the ground. I mean, he is not going to be nearly as great as Shavkat, as I believe Shavkat has submitted him in real life. So there you go. I mean, that's where they will falter. But if he's able to keep this standing, then yeah, he has got much of a chance as anyone.
Of course, as well tonight, the champion in the blue trunks, challenger Pastor JB, with Shavkat Rakhmonov in the black and white. I mean, Harry, the Shavkat Rakhmonov pick has been just a permanent fixture in the welterweight division for the last kind of year and a half, even when you were back in there. I mean, it's just the overall balance of Shavkat that people love. But there has been complaints of recent, last kind of 2-3 months, about Shavkat maybe feeling a little bit too bulky, a little bit too kind of heavy. Do you share that? Do you see that? Or do you think that's all a bit of a placebo effect?
I think it's a little bit of placebo. I don't strike quick enough to notice that, so it probably feels quick for me. But yeah, it's just his animations as well. He's got all the kicks. Obviously not as exciting as Stephen Thompson, but yeah, he's got what you need. But I think Thompson just needs to keep that range just a little bit more, frustrate past the JB, and then just start to punish him with the counters.
I think the thing as well that Pastor JB has done so well is that he's had 3 fights, and we've really seen a little bit of everything in each fight. We've seen him dominate in a fight. We've seen him come back from adversity in a fight. He's really had a very short but sharp career at 170, where he's gone through so many kind of scenarios within his fights that he feels ready for this fight. And he said leading up to matchmaking this week, he said, I want a title eliminator or the title fight. And look at this. He's dropped the champion here into that guillotine. Of course, though, JB pops up and out and easily gets back to his feet. You're going to need a little bit more than a standing guillotine to get the champion out of there. I mean, 17 fights, his 18th fight today, Soren. Tormenta not going to be too far away from not only a move back to lightweight, but maybe going down as one of the best welterweight contenders, if not champions of all time.
Yeah, I mean, this will definitely be a good learning experience for him. I mean, he has been a veteran of the game, and he knows, like, you know, how to get things done in there. But right now, it's all about what's the challenge ahead of him. And right now, it seems pretty back and forth. I mean, you got Pastor JB. He is the one like that's executing the pressure at the moment. You got Wonderboy, who's on the outside, and rightfully so. He should be using his footwork and just getting himself off the cage. But I don't know, like nowadays, it seems like everyone's very content to be on the cage and just play as the counter striker. And if anything, who better to do that than a Wonderboy Thompson?
Absolutely. Well, listen, round 1 in the books here. Very back and forth fight so far in this welterweight title matchup. Soren, who are you giving that round 1 to?
I think I'd give it to Pastor JB, but it's one of those things where you have to prioritize other things such as aggressiveness and who had the most control in that fight, in that round. Sorry. Yeah, I think I'd give it to JB, but they're both very still well in this. I mean, that was just one of those 50-50 sort of round more than anything.
All right. Well, listen, we're going into round 2. Harry, I mean, Shavkat Rakhmonov, are you wanting to see a round, maybe not this round, maybe next round or the one after? You want to see a round of just purebred wrestling from Rakhmonov, don't you?
Yeah, a little bit of something different. I mean, he tried one clinch in the first round, but I don't know. I think Tormenta's getting a bit more in the groove with it now. Pastor JB's whiffing a little bit, throwing some big strikes, and Tormenta's just happy like that, exactly like that. He doesn't mind. He's just sidekick, doing all the right things. But yeah, mix the wrestling in, frustrate him a little bit. And if I'm honest, I don't know.
Oh, look at those heavy hands there as Shavkat Rakhmonov comes in and gets the first stun of this fight in round number 2. Seems like it's a very, very interesting game plan, though, isn't it, Harry? Because, I mean, from Pastor JB, he's cutting off space, he's cutting off angles and wanting to go aggressive. Whereas Tormenta, Holden, Wonderboy, he's going with these side kicks to the ribs. I think maybe he's thinking, take the stamina away in rounds 1, 2, and 3. And then if it does go to the ground, Shavkat isn't going to be able to do too much because of that depleted stamina.
So, I mean, when Pastor JB gets in range, he's looking very good. But yeah, getting there is a different story. I must admit, Tormenta, I'm surprised that he's successful with Wonderboy, because I know from UFC 4 he liked the heavy hitters more than the technical
Yeah,
guys.
loved
So
the McGregor, didn't he?
yeah, so I mean, he's landing good shots, and maybe the lack of power isn't doing him as much justice as his work deserves. Which can sometimes come back to haunt you if Shavkat gives you a big hook.
Not 100%.
Gets one and done.
And it's the thing as well. Oh, there's those heavy hands of Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Not words you'd hear often. But that's the thing as well. So when you go back and you think about how vicious the knockout from Tormenta was against Shermer last week with Leon Edwards, why change? Why flip from someone so kind of sharp and dangerous like Leon back into Stephen Wonderboy Thompson if you just got one of the knockouts of the year for yourself? Oh my God, maybe that's why.
Oh
Sweet.
my
Oh my God, it's Tormenta. Oh my God. Fucking Jesus Christ.
Oh man, he's really
Not
done
just
himself
one,
out of
but
there.
two.
Knockout of the year. Honestly, like that could have been knockout of the year if he followed up on that. I'm not even gonna lie to you, but I think he just has that respect and he just didn't want to do it. But I don't know, man. You just kind of screwed yourself out of there for a big contender.
Yeah, I retract my previous question about the switch.
He shut us up.
Yeah. Everything I just said about like the disrespect on Wonderboy Thompson, I take it absolutely back. It's just no further
Good
comment.
takedown defense.
And I mean, look at the damage to that stamina bar as well. 2 rounds into a title fight, Soren and Harry, and he is at 50%, and it's rocked the body
That
again,
body is
butchering. He
hurting.
fist pumps, and he knows that that's a massive round for himself. The champion there putting on a show with Wonderboy, and look at Shavkat. He looks like he's been kicked in the head by a fucking horse, man. Holy hell.
It looks so wrong, didn't it? Never see him like that.
Yeah, no, you never see Shavkat in that sort of situation. I mean, he's usually the one getting the upper hand in real life, but I don't know. Right now, Tormenta, he is the one that has made the counter striking work, and he has just ate away at that body, and none of us has realized there on the booth like how much he was working on the body.
Yeah,
And,
crazy.
you know, it's come to pay dividends, and you see it in that stamina as well. So right now, I mean, even though I thought Pastor JB was on the upper hands, it seems like right now Tormenta is the one that's holding all the cards at the moment.
Whoa, hang
Gotta
on,
be
no,
careful.
don't forget about Shavkat's power.
Oh, no.
Jumps in, and this could be dangerous here. Pastor JB with an opportunity to win the title here in round number 3. Oh, he's one punch away. He's one punch away. Oh my goodness me, and that's got to be a massive warning sign to the champion here. Tormenta was nearly down and out of that. Gets back to his feet though. Tormenta suffering a little bit of a scare there early into round number 3. That's going to give Rakhmonov, who's just suffered an absolute butchering in round 2, a lot more confidence back again. He knows that hand power of the Kazakh is going to be dangerous in this fight, and that could be the difference maker. It could be the explanation point in this fight, especially if Tormenta keeps leaving himself open because of those body kicks. Because that's the thing as well, Simon. He's throwing work to the body, and it is working. When you throw those heavy body kicks rather than the side kicks, you are opening yourself up to that counter hook.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you throw yourself like a roundhouse to the body. I mean, You're just leaving yourself open for someone to enter the pocket and just
Wonder
meet you
Boy.
very quickly with a punch.
Kicks going.
I just
No.
can't ignore like the amount of damage he has done to the body. I feel like this is really
Oh
tremendous
my
to lose at
God.
this point.
Lovely work.
The
Look at
double
that.
tap, as we call it here. The Shavkat Rakhmonov is now fighting not only the stamina depletion, but the head health butchering that he is being distributed here. And now, oh my God, it's the free piece from Wonder Boy again. Back to the
Oh
body.
yeah. It's
Knee
coming.
to the midsection. Flex on him. Tormentor says, come on back up. The fist pump. He knows the title's coming home. Rakhmonov needs something special.
Ooh.
1 minute and 30 left of round number 3. Pastor JB, with his hardest fight so far, just cannot get the read on that head-body combo, can he, Soren? That's the difference maker tonight.
Right now, he's just looking very laborious in his movements. He has got the wind sucked out of him. He needs pretty much a Hail Mary at this point. He needs like that last pitch at the Super Bowl
That
type
body
shit
health.
and just let it all go. But that body health is not going to do
Oh,
anything.
oh, double tap.
Oh.
Oh my God. Tormentor. Oh my God, he survived. Sweet Jesus Christ, it would have been massive. It would have been a rapturous household somewhere in the United States if that one came off. Oh my goodness.
Huge. Would have been so huge, but right now again, he.
Ooh.
Stack
I don't know how
God,
many
stack God, stack God. Hang
opportunities-
on, 3 seconds. This could be bad. Oh, he voiced that
Oh.
one. Oh, Jesus Christ. What a fight.
God, fair play to him. Fair play.
Oh, what a
Anyone keeping
fucking
track
fight.
of rounds at the moment?
I
I'm
haven't got
not.
a fucking clue. Not a single one. Let them kill each other. Put a fucking money in the bank briefcase with a handgun in the middle of the octagon. Fuck it, man. Go wild. Oh my God. What a fight, man. Well, here we go again. We thought
Blood
maybe
all over the floor.
Tomaselli's fight of the night couldn't be beaten. Maybe there's still life in the old dog. Yet Pastor JB makes it into championship rounds. He's going to need something special, though. Big elbow comes in. Wonderboy still continues to refuse that jump. Of course, we also happened with Showtime earlier on. Big left hand from Shavkat.
This is what I mean.
Fucking hell, man.
Oh, body shot.
Oh.
Side kick backwards. Tries to get that front kick off. Body shot drops him against the cage.
His
Takes no
body's done.
risks here. He doesn't want to take any more risks. Does Wonderboy Thompson. The stamina is so low. Side kick back again. Superman punch.
Oh my!
Oh,
How many times is he gonna keep this on?
Mate, this guy.
It's-
Even if he loses, this guy's sick.
overhand there, swinging and
doesn't give
missing.
up on himself.
No.
And the doctor's going to come in.
Oh.
There's not going to be a
I was
stop.
going to say.
We are okay
Can you
to
imagine after all of
continue.
that?
Oh, dude, honestly, I
Doctor
would.
stops it.
Honestly, if that doctor came in real life and stopped this fight, the fans would kill him. Like straight up, the fans would fucking literally rip him limb from limb. The doctor though will say he can carry on. Quick check of the stats. Even though Pastor JB is in precarious trouble here with his health stats, he does have one shot power with Shavkat.
He's refueling like Yo Romero.
Yeah, honestly. Well, still alive this fight here in the 4th round. Catches the leg here. Pastor Jimmy walking him backwards, spins him round, puts him towards the cage. Tormentor kind of pivoting away and avoiding that sweep of the leg. Body kick again, coming on once more. It can't be too many more body shots that Pastor JB can survive. Big knee from inside the clinch. Goes back to the midsection once again. Continues to go with those uppercuts. Oh. Tormentor just needs to be careful. It's all about OG Mud playing with his food earlier on. Maybe he's playing with his food here. Maybe he is just that tentative. Ducks the head kick. Oh, it's all over. Oh, it's all over. Pastor JB.
I can't
Oh
believe
my
it.
God, Pastor JB.
God.
Oh my God, I don't
Pastor
hold it. That was
JB.
terrible from me.
I've just woke the kid up.
Oh my God. Pastor JB says, pass me the belt. Tormentor says, I can't believe it. I've choked it. I hate to say it, but you certainly have. Round 4, 251. Oh my God. Fight of the night, Hall of Fame. What are we saying for that then? Holy shit. Well, what we did say for that was fight of the year. I mean, that was one of the craziest, the nuttiest welterweight fights. One of the craziest, nuttiest fights that I've nearly seen in 3 years doing this. We turned 3 as a UFC league in what, February or March? Nuts, by the way. Just an incredible fight. I mean, one of the best fights you heard when we had Harry on commentary there. He said he was reacting so wildly that he woke his kid up. That fight was at like 11:30 our time. You had Soren Blaze going nuts. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I thought it was over when he threw that Superman punch in there. I really did. But again, a fight filled with blood, kickboxing, expertise. Just had everything. And that's what the welterweight division has effectively developed into, hasn't it? Just a well-rounded, just entertainment hub. And I mean, listen, just one of the greatest fights that you could imagine, and almost fitting that you could see with someone like Stephen Wonderboy Thompson in there. I mean, that is just fantastic. Fair play to the both of you. Pastor JB and Tormentor, fight of the year here for the VFL 2024 awards. Congratulations to you two. It takes two to tango in that award, and you certainly fucking tangoed. You both were wheeled out of the octagon with an IV drip, both thinking you were in the middle of Toys R Us picking up presents for your kids that aren't even born yet in the year 2007. That's how fucking sloshed you were after all the headshots you took. But yeah, with that though, we can go to our final two awards of the night, and there's no more video footage for me to show you fellas. It's just purely me rattling off stats and rattling off some numbers. And for me, I would like to say these two are the big two. The big two, and of course we're going to start off with the first one, which is our International Fighter of the Year. When we talk about International Fighters of the Year, we've got a lot of Europeans in the league. Maybe the Europeans will not like the fact that I say this, but when I think of International Fighter of the Year, I think of someone not from the UK. So Holland, Spain, France, America, Canada, anywhere and everywhere, apart from the United Kingdom. So our International Fighter of the Year, we had so many great fighters this year, from the early period of Dex Primacy, all the way, thank you as well very much, Cams. All the, I'll let Joey Diaz finish. Thank you very much for getting Cams. Thank you. Tier 1,
Good day, peoples.
12 months. What a guy. We had so many great people like Dex Primacy in the early part of 2024. We had Showtime and all the absolute bangers that he had in that division. Dave, of course, a two-time International Fighter of the Year. So many world-class fighters. However, for me, I felt like this year there was time for a change. And I said, you know what? We're going away from the United States, and we're going to look towards someone that has come in and shaken up the world a little bit in that kind of featherweight, flyweight, bantamweight division. This international fighter made his debut late on in 2024, made his debut at VFL 134, and ironically lost to Jovi Rami by a round 3 TKO. Of course, Jovi Rami, no shame in losing to Jovi. But when you think about what this guy did going on and further beyond with his title reigns down the line, you would think, wow, how did Jovi get that one done? It's probably one of the most impressive victories in Jovi's itinerary, you can maybe say. Went on to win that flyweight championship of the world at VFL 145 against Dirty Dave with a round 2 submission. This was one of the very few times to submit Dave is like, wow, brain has melted. That's how difficult it is to submit someone that is so robotic like Dave on the ground. And then went on to have defenses against the likes of Maxi UFC, the current PlayStation champion, and then also went on to defend against Aussie Kid, who was just in the peak of his powers at that point. Came in at VFL 134, ended the calendar year of 2024 with a record of 15-4. This is a guy that practices and spars against Europeans, so he has a greater understanding of the ping, of latency, and how much he has to delay his reactions in order to compete at this highest level. He's taken out some of the biggest names in bantamweight flyweight. He's taken out Dave by submission. He's held the belt. He's defended the belt. He is a true champion, and it's the first ever Kiwi to home in and secure the International Fighter of the Year award. Congratulations, of course, to none other than Dexter. Gets it done as our 2024 International Fighter of the Year. Again, keep in mind, I know there's going to be people, I can already see Spooky with the meme there. Spooky, it takes into account the 1st of January 2024 to the 31st of January 2024. Your time will come, I'm sure, my friend. It's just a purely calendar type year thing. But we give our flowers to Dexter. In terms of the commitment to practice against Europeans, it it takes into account the fact that you're putting in so much time and effort to really improve yourself and get to the point where you are able to compete with the Europeans, where you're waking up at 10 a.m., 11 a.m. in the morning and being able to compete against guys that are on all night practicing and drilling is, you know, you deserve something. He's always humble. He's had a lot of shit from the guys in that flyweight and bantamweight division, which means, for example, that he's had to sit there and he's had to eat a lot of it. He really has. He's never complained. He's never once turned heel. He's always been able to kind of show up, do his thing, win, lose, or draw, accept whether he's the better man or not, and go for it. He was so humble after that loss to Dave by decision, said it helped him, made him feel like he had to revisit certain things and go back to the drawing board to improve certain aspects of his game. And yeah, I think this is someone, again, that deserves the recognition, deserves another title shot at some point down the line in 2025, and is someone that, love him or hate him, you have to respect him. So well gracious as well in terms of how he handles it. I'm just really happy that we've got guys like Dexter in the league, those New Zealanders, those Australians. Just shows you that Ping is only as big of a problem as you make it. If you're committed enough, you can overcome it. Thank you so much to Skelly for the tier 1 42 months. Appreciate you massively. And that there will take us on to our fighter of the year. Of course, this is the fighter that effectively has done the most. This is a fighter that effectively is the poster boy of the VFL UFC. Just like Dana loves John Jones and will burst into telling every single interviewer in the world how John Jones is the pound for pound number one. This is the guy that headlines the table in terms of the name of VFL and UFC. Thank you, Gaz, as well, for the hype train. Tier 1 for 16 months. Appreciate you massively on that one. Thank you so much. Of course, listen, the accolades for this man you could rattle off until the cows come home, until time itself starts to run out. Of course, this was the first fighter to cross 100 UFC 5 wins in VFL, of course, in the game cycle of UFC 5 and in the year of 2024. Won the flyweight title to start off his 2024 at VFL 133 against Theo James. Went on to defend it against some of the names of royalty in that bantamweight flyweight division. Defended it against Weber at 134. Black Panda at 137. Lello, effectively retired Lello at that point at VFL 139. Aussie Kid at 141. Went on to become a triple champion at VFL 142 as he beat Dex Primacy for not only the bantamweight, flyweight, and BMF Championship of the World, and then went on to say, fuck it, I'm not done. Defended the flyweight strap again against Winter XJ. Although he then went on to lose that flyweight belt to Dexter, he continued to defend that bantamweight title in such fearsome prospects, didn't he? Beat Ali ADP at VFL 146, beat Keza at VFL 147 to, again, further defend the belt. And then once he lost it, reclaimed it again for a third time against the likes of Black Panda at 157. There was controversy around that fight. He agreed to a rematch, immediately rematched him at VFL 159, defended it against Black Panda, won it there. Had a double title fight against Spooky Ghost, who is now cleaning up house in that Xbox and PlayStation division. Won a double championship opportunity of the flyweight belt and the PlayStation belt against Spooky at 160, and then defended the flyweight belt 3 more times against Dexter, Webbo, and Cam, all successfully. Ended the calendar year of 2024 with a record of 25 wins and 4 losses. That there in itself is Fighter of the Year talk. Of course, he's been in the pound for pound number 1 slot for the majority of the calendar year of 2024. He has had the most title defenses of any division in 2024, beating the biggest names out of anyone in 2024. He's a triple champion in 2024, and then some months later, a double champion again in 2024. It was truly the year of the AI. Our Fighter of the Year 2024, the American, none other than Dirty Dave. He gets it done and brings home the award that has evaded him for the last couple of years. He's won the International Fighter of the Year twice. He now has the Charles Mast Fighter of the Year award. Dirty Dave has done it all. Pound for pound number 1, triple champ, double champ, title defenses, Hall of Fame, you name it, he's done it. The American who plays on his knees, who arguably has some of the most high-level fight IQ I've ever seen in my life, has got it done to crown off one of the most successful UFC years, one of the most successful UFC seasons that anyone has ever had. No one can ever tell me throughout all of the UFC fights I've watched now over nearly 3 years that this guy is not the number one. I don't give a fuck about ESFL. I don't give a fuck about Primetime. I don't give a fuck about the likes of Fadinator and Blake Taylor and blah, blah, fucking blah, blah, blah. This guy is the most normal, humble, and IQ-rich fighter that you will see. Conducts himself well, takes on any challenger, never complains when he loses, always shows up to fight, has never had a situation or an issue like these other guys previously mentioned, where they lose one fight and then they disappear for 4 weeks, or he lose one fight and then he retires. He is always there, and he says, every loss has helped me become even more well-rounded, even more better. Congratulations, Dirty Dave, the fighter of the year, and in my opinion, the greatest fighter on Xbox, at least, of all time across the UFC cycle of not just UFC 5, but also UFC 4. A complete fighter in terms of inside the octagon and outside the octagon. Absolutely no one better in my opinion. So congratulations to him indeed. Thank you, Lobos, as well for the sub. Tier 1 for 39 months. With that, though, fellas, the end of the awards ceremony is upon us. Again, a recap of all of our award winners as we close down tonight. Thank you so much to every single one of you for your commitment to the octagon here in 2024, and I can't wait to see more of you guys kind of come to the forefront in 2025. UFC 6 is out in the winter. We're going to make an absolute just a joy of what we have left of 2025. VFL 200 is going to be here in 2025. I can't wait to see some of the storylines, some of the development, and so much more that we have coming forward. Thank you so much for making this league a success. Again, the UFC League of VFL turns 3 years old when we hit February, March of this year. That in itself shows that we are here for the long haul, and we are one of the most active. We're the most active league with the best fighters, with the best admins, and that is a team effort. So thank you so much to every single one of you for everything you do every single week, whether you're fighting, advertising the league, XYZ. It does not happen without you. For now, I will see you at 10 o'clock for 3 fights of Undisputed, and then again at 1 a.m. UK for the opening day of VFL MLS. But we'll leave you with this screen. Again, a congratulations to all of our award winners here for the VFL UFC 2024 awards. Enjoy, good evening, and I'll see you when I see you.